Look, that's Curtis Daniel, one of the two owners of Patchwerk Recording Studios. We made our 20-year anniversary back in August, and one of my all-time favorite producers wasn't able to make it that day, but it's all good. So I'm sitting here with my man Carl Mo. Carl Mo, what's happening, man?
What the business is, player.
So look, for some of the people that young cats or whatever that don't know, Carl Mo's not just a Grammy nominated, but a Grammy winning producer. So Carl Mo, run down some of the songs that you've done. Well, give us the Grammy winning song and then a couple of other big records that you've done.
Okay. Well, the Grammy winning song was "The Way You Move" by Outkast featuring Sleepy Brown. And the first record that kicked my career off was "My Boo" by the Ghost Town DJ that I wrote and produced. So those are the major two records that really skyrocketed my career.
All right, and then what about a couple of records that you did here with Troy? We did.
Oh yeah, we did the Vice Versa record here, and one of the major things about that record that I liked was when we did the vocals. We did all the vocals in one take. We didn't punch any lines or anything. We started the record. Troy recorded from the beginning all the way down. We started another track. Troy recorded from the beginning all the way down, and that's one thing I love about that record. It's a raw record. It's a classic record without a hook. I don't know how many hits you've heard without a hook in the record. It's just a raw, classic hip hop record with dude straight rapping, no punches, no I'm coming back tomorrow to finish the verse, none of that. We did it all in probably 20 minutes, and that's still one of the most classic records you will ever hear to this day.
So this is our, we keep it real on our video, so you got to give a little backstory about them beats. You told me that, Pastor Troy, you told him you was charging a certain amount, but then you told him an astronomical number because you didn't really want to do them. Or you wasn't sure if he was going to come through it. He showed up to your house with a brown bag of money, right?
So see what it was. It was just, what you do. Sometimes you put a big number out there to see, you want to see if people serious or not, if they serious about their business. So I kind of went up on the price a little bit just to see if he was playing, if he was serious. So he showed up the next day with all the money in the shoebox. So I can't complain. He showed up with the money, so he did his job. And I had to. Once he gave me the money, I had to give him the best track that I had now. So it was like that's how he got vice versa. He showed up, he handled his business, and I handled mine. But then another component to the success of the record, he actually brought the record to a studio like Patchwerk, state-of-the-art, top-notch A1 studio that gave Troy a A1 mix because a lot of his records, his vocals weren't mixed that good on it. So on Vice Versa, his vocals were clear and loud, and Mike Wilson did an excellent job on the record. And I think because we did it down here at Patchwerk, it made Troy feel like a superstar, and he rapped like a star. So I just think it was a combination of Troy handling his business, me being on the boards, making sure everything mixed right as far as levels, Mike making sure everything's mixed properly, and Patchwerk providing an environment to make the underdog feel like a champion. I think that's what Patchwerk does. I think if you just starting out in the industry and you want to feel like a star, you want to make big, you want to have that major label sound, even though you might be an independent. I think Patchwerk is perfect for that because when you come in, they treat you like a king. I remember when we was at the old studio up the street, they used to put grapes and fruit and stuff out, and being from the hood, we weren't used to that. You know what I mean? And they treated us like we were already platinum artists before anybody even knew who we were. And I just really appreciate Patchwerk for what they did for my career, man. I want to congratulate them on the 20 years of success and good business ethics and the way they treated people. Patchwerk had treated people A1 for 20 straight years, and I that's a huge accomplishment. It's not too many people or companies in the world that can say they treated everybody right for 20 years. So I just want to congratulate you on that, Kurt.
I appreciate that. Look, now I want to talk about this. That I remember I was there when y'all did the "When Will I See You Smile" record with Ricky Bell.
Yeah.
So people may not know you did that record. That was a huge record to me. That "When Will I See You Smile Again," the remix with Ricky Bell.
Right.
Can you talk about that record? Because one of the things I want people to know that Carl Mo do beats, but he actually produces. He gonna be in there producing them vocals.
Yeah.
And you actually wrote My Boo, right?
Yeah.
You just produced the beat,
Yeah, I
right?
wrote the whole song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about that Ricky Bell and the When Will I See You Smile record, how that came about, and if you remember them sessions.
Okay, yeah, I definitely remember. I think we did it right here. So
We was at the
Ricky
old
Bell, we was
location.
at the old location.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Ricky Bell, When Will I See You Smile Again? The idea actually came from an old school Edward J tape from the J Team in Decatur. So anybody from old Atlanta, they familiar with Edward J tape. That was the first mixed crew scene that had the streets on lock, the J Team. And I actually had a mix CD where they took old songs, old slow songs, and put fast beats to them. And that's where we got the idea for the records like My Boo from. My Boo is actually just a remake of an Edward J tape. That's all it is. It's like an Edward J tape on the radio. So we kind of, So Def Bass All Star Volume 2, they kind of went commercial and they kind of tried to go pop on the Volume 2. And I wasn't really feeling that. So when we did the Volume 3, I said, man, we need to go back to the original formula of what we was doing at first. So that's why I chose to go back to the Edward J tape, because I felt like we were getting away from what started the whole movement. So what we did, we had the Bell Bill DeVoe record, and I had to learn how to, replay the keys on the record. So it took me about a couple of days to learn all the keys, the bass line or whatever. And then I just went in and put a fast beat to it, and Jermaine actually hooked up with Ricky Bell of New Edition, and Bell Bill DeVoe came from New Edition, so he actually got the guy that sang the original song to come in and redo the record for me. So that was a plus. So it was a lot of teamwork involved in that record, and Patchwerk, they laid everything out for me. I came in, and then they had fruit and people going to get stuff for me and they just treat me like a king. And I wasn't, I was just starting out in the music business, but they would treat me so good. And I think that love, you can hear it in the record. The love in the room, in the studio, in the environment transformed into the record. And when you hear the record to this day, it's mixed perfect. It's a party record, has good energy. You have your club vibe, you have your music vibe for the music lovers. I just think without Patchwerk, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Now, cool. One other thing I want to do is, one of the things I talk to Carl all the time. We talk 20, 30 minutes at a time. But what I always noticed is that you always give people credit.
Yeah.
Like if somebody inspired you to do something, I may think you started it. You'd be like, man, I can't take credit for that.
I can't.
So, I mean, where does that come from? Why are you like that? Like, why you ain't? I mean, not like it's a bad thing, but a lot of people just
they
don't
try
give
to
people credit, act like they did stuff.
Well, I think it's a point of when you work hard and you made the preparations to be excellent and you work hard to be the best in your career, I think it puts you at a point where you don't feel insecure. I think a lot of folks, they don't believe in their self. So what they try to do is steal other people's ideas because they don't believe in their self. I think because I believe in myself, I don't mind giving other people credit because I know I can make a hit on my own. Not because I'm just that much better than anybody, but because I know I'm going to put the work in. And when everybody in the club partying, I'm going to be at the house or at the studio working. You see, that was the difference between me. When everybody was playing, I was working. So because when you putting in 12, 13 hours a day, every day for like 10 straight years, you believe in yourself because of the time that you put in. Then I was, before I even did My Boo, I was doing music, on my own. So I wasn't new to me. I didn't just see a video on TV and wanted to get in the music business. I've been doing music all my life since high school. So, I'm confident in what I do. Some people come in the game, they can't play the keyboard, they can't play drums, so they don't believe in themselves, so they think they have to steal another person's vibe or steal another person's energy to be who they are because they don't believe in themselves.
And then the other thing, just knowing you didn't just produce the record and write the records. You was in the clubs,
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
streets,
Yeah, you and
working the
then
records, and then that My Boo record, that wasn't even gonna be a single, right?
no, it wasn't even gonna be a single. It was just it was a Edward J tape type of record, and I feel like the label was ignoring the record because we did the record and nobody was really paying it any attention. So I took it up to Greg Street to V103, and Greg played it on the radio as soon as I came up there, and he played it on the radio, and the phone lines lit up, and they were getting requests like every 5 minutes for the record. And the record actually blew up off the request line on V103. I mean, it was a few DJs like DJ Herb, DJ Nabs. It was a few DJ Hershey. It was a few DJs playing it in the club a little bit, but when we played it on the radio, that's what really started the momentum of the record as far as presenting it to the masses. Because see, when you want to break a record, it's cool if you getting played in a couple clubs, but you want to play the record to the masses. Without the masses, the record has no power. If your homeboys riding around to your record, it doesn't have any value. You have to get the record to the people. And I'm not talking about 100, 200. I'm talking about thousands. And that's how you break a record. You got to get it to the masses. And you can do it through the clubs. It's going to take a little longer. But if you got a hit and you can get it to the radio, do that. And the clubs, there's nothing wrong with the clubs, but don't just think of one or two clubs. They need to be playing the record all over the city in all clubs at one time. You need to be hitting like 5, 6 clubs a night.
But I'm saying you was doing that, right?
Yeah, I was doing that on my own.
Work records.
Yeah, I work records too. See, I was a producer, songwriter, musician, drummer. I also got out in the street, worked records with the DJ. I kept excellent relationship with the DJ. And then too, you can't make a hit record if you don't know what the people want. So if you just a guy just in the studio all day and that's all you do, you're not gonna know what the people want. You have to get out and be with the people to know what the people want. Without the people, you will never be successful. So you can't know what the people want if you're not around regular people. So you being out that's very important too. To be a successful producer, you have to do a lot of different things, more than just beats and drums and mixing. You have to get out, it's networking. You have to have good relationship with the DJs. Without the DJs, you might as well not even be in the music business. Period. If you don't have the DJs on your team, do not get in the music business. If you don't like dealing with DJs or don't want to deal with DJs, you don't need to get in the music business. Period. Because without the DJs, you're nothing.